Before I get into this, I want you guys to pause this video and type in the comments what you think. Is social media overall making the world better or worse? It can only be one or the other. You don't have to write like an essay. It's not a fucking homework assignment. I honestly used to hate social media, but once I got my Beat Store set up and listened to the audiobook for The Thank You Economy by Gary Vaynerchuk, my perspective shifted a little. I began to feel like social media, like many external things, wasn't exactly the problem. Instead, the problems came from how people used it. It has been said that the deepest human desire is the longing to be wanted and feel important. I'm sure you might agree it's very empowering to know that somebody looks at you in a positive light and values you very highly. Even in a negative light, people at least know about you, and on the internet, this global system of connection, attention, and time, those are the assets. That's why YouTube, for example, cares more about minutes than they do about views or subscribers. Sean Cannell describes this in his video with Think Media, How to Get More Views on YouTube in 2018, a link to which can be found in the description if you guys want to check that out. So this longing to be desired is actually what companies like Facebook and Twitter will use. They capitalize on attention. There's a phenomenon of maybe if I check my phone, there's going to be a number of likes, comments, messages, friend requests, shares, etc. that are higher than zero. And when they are, it stimulates you. There's phenomena of ghost vibrations. Did I just get another reminder that I'm important to other people? Who wants my attention now? Like, the studies on what our use of these things does to our brains can be kind of scary. That's why I'm so passionate about it. This is becoming an attention economy where data can tell you things that money can't. These people are offering treats of you are important to others in exchange for data that they can accumulate to determine what you want to buy. And they show this to businesses with their own analytics when the advertising is bought and looked at. One quick check on Instagram over and over and over and over and over again is like 100 times a day type shit nowadays. It has been said that this can permanently reduce your attention span, because it's one thing to pull the lever until you bring the slot machine everywhere you go, and kids are being given this slot machine. Like, you don't have to be 18 or 21 to use it. You can be as young as your parents are willing to allow. According to the New York Times, this is getting to the point where Facebook and Instagram have introduced new tools that you can use to monitor your daily use on these platforms and set time limits. The deadly war for attention across this unreal series of not even physical platforms, this quiet noise, or rather loud silence, it has come to the point where the curators of the actual platforms are like, okay, this is fucking up the productivity of the people who are indirectly making us money, so we gotta cut back on that so they can make us more money. These are digital platforms. Again, they're not even physically real. They're just being used by physically real people. That's what's so perplexing about it. Like, it's very obvious, but it's hard to wrap your head around in a way. And when you watch a channel long enough, maybe some of you guys have been watching my channel long enough, you begin to feel like you personally know who you're paying attention to. Like, if you had a conversation with them over FaceTime, voice call, it would be more and more similar over time to having an actual conversation with them in real life. Like, social media, I think, is really changing. It's indubitably changing the world. It's changing the way we look at each other. It's changing the way we physically communicate. It's changing our thought processes and even attention spans. It's changing the way things are advertised. It's not just bad ways, too. Mark Zuckerberg said in his F8 conference talk this year that 1 in 3 couples meet online. A Zeusk article, I don't know how credible Zeusk is, but the most recent one I could find said that online marriages are less likely to end within the first year than offline marriages. Like, the spreading of information too helps prevent people from making bad decisions, having bad experiences with certain businesses. Word of mouth platforms like Yelp or even Reddit can take one company or person and turn it into They can sway a person in one direction or the other. Dramatic turns of events are spread like wildfire across all these different news platforms, and you find out about the news faster than before. That's why people would rather get access to the news on their smartphones than on the TV. When they're watching TV, they're on their smartphones anyway, and the amount of business opportunity is insane. There are so many people making tens, hundreds, thousands, fucking millions, even billions a year on the internet. Look at Amazon, look at PayPal, look at YouTube. More and more and more of us are just beginning to work from home, because eventually it's like you're making so much from the internet that you don't even need your job anymore, because you don't have time for that shit. You don't even need it. The only thing you need at that point is to do what you love, because I don't know about you, but I think that's a beautiful thing. So that's how I think social media is changing the world. I think it's digitalizing and distributing everything, and I think that has many upsides and downsides. But I think what matters at the end of the day is that we're using it for good. We're using it to help ourselves and others, and we're using using it to make the world a better place. If anybody's curious about the beat in this video, I made it and it can be found in my beat store at samuel.earth/beats or samuel.world. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. There are links at the bottom of the description to all my social media. Also at the bottom of the description, there's a link to my new production kit, hardware and software, where you can find all the equipment I use to make music. If you guys buy any, I get commission, which helps me build this channel and keep making videos for you guys. Make sure to leave a like if you like it, subscribe if you haven't already. If you could turn on that little bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. You guys can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.